Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hangar Part 2 Washington Street Gym here in Macomb, Illinois, as the Quincy Notre Dame Raiders are in town to play the Macomb High Bombers. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing you Macomb Bomber Sports on TSSR Game Time, live presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett, and just putting a headset on. I think it's the first time I've talked to this kid on air all year, Justice Keene.
Yep, good to be here tonight.
Well, you getting to see a couple pretty good volleyball teams tonight. Unfortunately, your golf season has come to an end, though, hasn't it?
It has, but, you know, it was a phenomenal 4 years. Enjoyed every minute of it. I'll tell you, this game right here never gets old. I mean, whether you're at the pit or here at Washington Street Gym, or even 1 year when we had to have it at the high school with COVID and everything, I mean, doesn't get better than Bombers and the Raiders, and doesn't matter what sport it is. You know it's going to be a competitive game, and everybody's going to fight till the end.
Yeah, this is a game that was huge last year during the regular season, and then ended up being huge again in the postseason. And you have to kind of feel like it's got that same kind of feel or possibility this year.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we're just, I think, 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from regionals, and, you know, fall sports have just flown by. I mean, we're wrapping up football here in the next couple of weeks, and then, you know, we'll find out who gets their name announced for the playoffs and all that good stuff. But, you know, it definitely will have that postseason atmosphere tonight when we get to that 7 o'clock hour.
I know you call the Bomber games on the Bomber Sports Network the football games anyway, and then the basketball games in the wintertime. But let's talk a little bit about football, even though we're here for volleyball. Tough loss with some injuries and all kinds of extracurricular stuff last Friday night for the Bombers.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, Farmington, give them credit. I mean, they're such a great team, and, you know, they're always going to come in and battle and play hard. And I give our athletes a lot of credit, too. You know, there were a handful of athletes that had to step into situations that they didn't know they were going to be in at the beginning of the night. So kudos to them. And, you know, they'll be back this week. You know, obviously there's a lot more emotion this week. You know, obviously homecoming for the Bombers, and that's always a fun week, but chance to get a little bit of a redemption, and, you know, these next couple weeks crucial, where you got to get to that win number 5 to get in to week 10.
Well, we're underway with fresh soft volleyball action here, and both these squads are pretty solid as well. Varsity's, of course, what everybody comes to watch, but these are two very good fresh soft squads, as well as a hitting error results in a side out. That means the Bombers will get the first point of the night. And going back to serve will be young Miss Shootman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Shootman. I kept wanting to call her Jessie because that's her mom, and I worked with her mom, and I was drawing a blank on Jordan's first name. And there's some communication issues between Shootman and number 40, Reagan Knowles, and it's a side out back to the Raiders of Quincy Notre Dame. Going back to serve for them. See what number is that? Number 8 over there? Jenna Tracy. Five? Okay, number 5 it is. Morgan Winking. Doesn't matter. She served it out of bounds anyway, I guess, right? So another side out. Just back and forth, back and forth. This isn't that abnormal for the start of a high-pressure game like this. Some errors and trying to maybe press the issue a little bit. And there is an ace for the Bombers, and it goes off the hand of Jordan Hines.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to get comfortable when you get into these type of contests, you know. First little bit, there's always those pregame jitters, and, you know, I always tell people, you know, just like in golf, too, on that first tee, you know, if you're nervous, it means you care. So, I mean, if you have those nerves, I mean, you don't like having them, but, you know, at the same time, it means you care about this game.
How tough was sectionals for you being a senior, that first hole, knowing it could have been your last first hole as a senior? How tough was that?
You know, it was really tough, and, you know, that's something obviously crosses your mind when you get on that bus early Sunday morning to go to your practice round. You know, you always want to have the hope of, you know, this isn't it, but at the same time, yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't say that didn't cross my mind multiple times. And, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you go and, you know, you could have a career day, or, you know, it might come to an end, but, you know, it's something that definitely crosses your mind.
Lacey Fessler is serving up some rockets for Quincy Notre Dame. She had an ace followed by a quick point. Now it's going to be the first real attack of the contest was right there for Quincy Notre Dame. That's tipped across. What a dig over there by Fessler. And it's going to be an outside attack. Hines on the dig for Macomb. Now a free ball is going to be bumped across to QND. Going to be a set to the right side on the attack and the kill for number 21. She must be a freshman. That was 21, right? I don't even have 21 on my roster. A good announcer would go down and verify the roster, but I'm obviously not that apparently, so we'll figure out who that is a little bit later. There's Knowles pushes that one across. Fessler's there. It's 6-3 after the ball goes off the block. It's pretty good run for Fessler. She served 4 straight now and gives her team a 3-point lead. Jordan Hines with the serve receive. On the attack in the middle. Is her, how do you pronounce her last name? Is it Holtz?
I think, yes, Holtz. I believe so.
Fessler gets another point on another kill on the far side for the Raiders. And a service error finally. The kill on the far side was by number 7, Ari Bueller. So 2 kills. Now the side out on the service error. My first Western Illinois University game last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, Western volleyball. A little bit to get going, but that's a fast game. Oh, what a block up front. Fox and Holtz there. Now it's going to be tipped across and a kill for the Raiders. And that is number 9, Sophia Topeka. And Holtz on the attack outside the pole. A hitting error for the Bombers and a point for the Raiders. They find themselves up 9-4 now. Another serve for QND. Come near side to Fox. Nice dig in the back row. It's going to be a attack, and Holtz with another block, but it's going to be dug up. And another kill on the left for Sophia Topeka. And the Bombers are going to take a timeout, down 10-4. So we're talking about postseason's coming. That means basketball is going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, it's fall sports is one of those things where you get going and you get a good 2 weeks into it, and then it's like, man, we only got a few weeks left, and you're at the middle and then you're at the end, and
is that how that works?
Pretty much.
You starts, you're at the middle and the end.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
It just rolls by, and then here in a couple weeks it'll be November, and we'll be getting ready for the girls basketball tournament. That's always a fun week, and and then really looking forward to the holiday tournament come Christmas time. That's still a while away, but
how many of those games are you going to call? All of them?
I will need 1 or 2 off. Not gonna lie, I could tell you all of them, but then we get to day 3 at about that 2:30 game is when it starts hitting. You're like, oh man, we're here till 9 o'clock tonight, which ends up being about midnight.
Think you want to break in the middle of that last day?
Yeah.
You think so? Well, we could probably make that happen for you. I did 8 of 9 day games at the Great Western Shootout, and there's no breaks there. It's boom, 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 boom as fast as they can do them, and that's a lot of talking.
It is.
It's 11-4 after the timeout. The dig in the back row by the Raiders outside. Another tip off the block and another kill, and the Raiders are running away with this one. Bombers trying to stop the bleeding here. Holtz is going to attempt to do it, and what a job to even give that a shot, but then the third hit didn't kind of, hold up their end of the bargain a little bit there. Holtz goes back to serve now with her team down by 7, 12-5. Over the net, Fox tips it down, and she's going to get a kill on the overpass. Holtz will get the service point. That's the Bombers' first kill of the match. Holtz deep right corner. Fessler's going to have to send out and across the free ball. Holtz is there. Overpass, tipped up, dug up by Hines. Outside to Fox. Fox off the block is going to be dug. Middle. Hines, oh, what a job getting that up, and Fox is going to knock it down. Fox gets another kill. Holtz gets her second service point. Hines had one earlier. The Bombers have served a few service points, but haven't had a whole lot of offense in the striking department anyway to this point. Tipped across, and a kill for Sophie Wilson. That was a great place tip. Another point for Holtz, and the Bombers are clawing their way back in here as they trail by 4 now, 12-8. Fessler again down to get that one, struggling with serve receive suddenly as QND. Free ball was taken by Holtz. Back row attack coming by Hines. And QND just has not been able to get into the offensive rhythm here since the serve came to the Bombers, and Thorman's going to get a kill. Dakota Thorman gets her first kill. 4 straight for Holtz. And it's 12-9. So what's your knowledge of volleyball, Justice?
I know a good amount of it. My dad's cousin actually played.
Oh, my goodness. Did you see that?
That's crazy.
Let's serve, and then she just knocked it over by one hand. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, my dad's cousin plays professionally overseas. She played at Illinois State University for 4 years and was a really, really, really good player over there and had several awards. And but, yeah, pretty cool. And her brother, Dalton, also played football at the same time, so it was kind of neat to that was kind of one of the stories going around while they were both in school there. They were going to school at the same time, and kind of neat to have that relationship over there.
Holtz finally puts up a service there to give a side out back to QND. They'll be serving it up now. Wilson to Thorman, and coming down to get an overpass. Thorman sends it right back. Fessler's there. It's going to be an attack on a bump set. Wilson's going to come outside to Fox again, and they call a double hit on Wilson. Wilson called for the double hit. You don't see that called on the setter very often, but they get one there. That's a point for the Raiders. Is that Fox again?
Yes.
I looked down to put a mark on the scorecard, and Fox gets another kill. She's got 4. She's coming to life here. In set number 1, Bombers trail by 3, 14-11, and Wilson's back serving. And a little trouble again on serve receive, and Wilson gets an ace. Oh, hard serve. Fessler's there. Attack, no touch, out of bounds. Bombers are within 1. Looks like Quincy Notre Dame kind of got out there, and it looks like almost like they settled down a little bit, and now they're trying to. Momentum is such a big part of volleyball, and if you lose it, it's really hard to get it back sometimes. Hines on the attack there. Now outside it comes, and cross court and in. The kill for number 5, Morgan Winking, her first. And a side out back to QND. Looks like coming in to serve, going to be number 22, who is also not on my roster, on any of them. I better go check the varsity roster before I start calling it, hadn't I? Thorman with the kill. At least I got the Bombers parts right. Thorman gets the kill, and the Bombers back to within 1 at 15-14. So what's the most exciting part looking at this year's Western as a Service Air Western Holiday tournament for you?
I think it's going to be a good year for the Bombers. I'm excited to see how we progress through the tournament. Arguably that's one of my favorite weeks of the year. It's right after Christmas, and every single year you get to see so many great people, and you see the same people each and every year, and that's what makes the tournament so special. It's just, it's a big family there, and it's a great 3 days out of the year. But, it's always interesting because it seems as if every single year the team you think is going to win it doesn't necessarily end up winning it, and it's just kind of that quiet team that comes in and kind of goes under the radar for that first morning and the second day's session, and then you get to championship that third day. It'll be championship Saturday, and then you're like, wow, here we go. And so, I'm interested to see just kind of how it pans out, and obviously what the bracket will look like when we get to that point down the way down the road.
Winking had a kill. Ginenbacher has a point and an ace. So that's 2 points and 1 ace, I should say. And now a block over there by Winking and Jenna Tracy. And the Raiders have found Macomb momentum and back on their side again. They're up 19-14. And they call an illegal hit, side out to Macomb. 19-15, Schupman back to serve now for the Bombers. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the bracket release because you and I have talked a little bit, and really looking and hoping to do a live show for the bracket release.
Yeah, that'll be kind of fun. It'll be, it's obviously something that everybody's kind of thought of the last few years, and it'll be kind of neat. Putting together the bracket on the live show, and obviously for maybe people who don't follow basketball as much, if you don't, I don't know what you're doing in March, but similar to what they do in March Madness with the live bracket reveal, that's what we'll be doing, and certainly be a fun night.
Yeah, live from the sports corner, I would imagine. That goes out of bounds. No touch, and hitting air, and it'll stay with the Bombers. They're back down to a 2-point disadvantage now as Schupman has served her second straight. So the joys of graphics and all that good stuff should make that a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
We can do all that fun stuff and announce. And it's always fun with that because everybody, as there's Hines goes up for the tip.
Oh.
The Raiders have it. Going to send it across. Schupman goes down to grab one. Wilson's going to back set to Hines now. It's touched. It's going to be pushed across by Knowles. Now a bump set. It's going to come over and down by Jordan Hines. Hines gets the kill. Oddly enough, it's her first, but it's the third point for Schupman. And the Bombers are down by 1 again. Bombers have taken 1 timeout here in set number 1. The Raiders have not taken any. And more trouble as they track that down. Serve receive has not been a strong suit for the Raiders here early in this one. Holtz on the attack and a kill. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it hasn't. And this game's tied up now, and all about momentum in volleyball. And now I'm honestly surprised CUNY didn't take a timeout there when things were kind of flipping the script, if you will.
Yeah, amazingly, they kind of got it back together, and now it's kind of fallen apart again. And the Bombers have come all the way back this time. That time Hines is going to send it out the inline, and it'll be out of bounds. And just like that, the Raiders have the serve and the lead back. And back to serve is going to be number 5, Morgan Winking. So we've made it through a rotation now here in set number 1. It's 20-19 Raiders, and that's a deep serve. It's off the arms of Taylor Baldy, and an ace for the Raiders. And Macomb is going to take a quick timeout there as Winking gets the point and the ace. So what I was getting ready to say about that tournament is it's fun because, you always expect certain teams to be at the top as the thing goes along, but there's always that who's going to be 1 and 2 or who's going to be 3-4 or where's Macomb going to fall. There's always some questions, right, in that seeding that is always fun to see how it shakes out.
It does, and, you never know each year because you get to those 2 weeks before Christmas or Christmas tournament, and, you look at each team's bracket. I mean, Macomb will have Great Western Shootout before then. So, you don't know how pieces are going to fall together, and obviously it's, much anticipation of those top 3 seeds, given it's a tournament that only seeds the top 3.
Reed Kelso, the AD at Abington, is actually doing a men's or boys and girls
Yes.
both
Yep,
Great
that's
Western
gonna be fun.
Shootout this year. So we're broadcasting all those games both weekends. So that should be a blast. You gonna come up and do some of those?
Absolutely.
Winking's next serve, and that goes off the arm of Knowles. Another ace, and it's 22-19 just that quickly. There's some good teams coming in for that tournament this year.
Yep.
It's not a tournament; it's a
Shindig.
yeah, whatever you want to call it. I actually talked to Reed about that. Would be cool to find another shootout like that and put an all-star team together and play the all-star team from the Great Western Shootout against the all-star team of
The other
one of
shootout.
them from the Quad Cities or whatever. That'd be a blast, wouldn't it?
Oh, it'd be cool.
Something I'm going to try to work towards if I can find
I haven't
the time.
seen the boys' schedule yet. I don't know if that's came out yet or not, but Macomb girls got a really, really tough one in Morton, which, that'll be obviously a competitive game, and it'll be fun to see how they match up with the Lady Potters. But, boys and girls, when you're looking at both of them, going to be a really, really good day of basketball. And, whether you just started watching a Macomb game or you just want to go and watch basketball, that's a good place to be.
Yes, it is. So Holt's got the side out on a kill. Hines with the serve and a block by the Bombers. Back to the right side and a big-time strike.
Wow.
And the kill for number 21. Anybody watching from Quincy, Notre Dame that can tell me who number 21 is, I would greatly appreciate it. 24-20, set point. And Fessler, who served up some rockets in her first service of the match, is back at the service line. Another low, hard serve. It's dug. And a miss set is going to be bumped across with a free ball. He'll come back out, and another hard shot from the right side. Drops for a kill, and that is set point for set number one. The Raiders win set one 25-20. We'll take a break and be back in a few minutes on TSSR Game Time Live. You're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Welcome back to the Washington Street Gym. 25-20, set one goes to Quincy, Notre Dame. Dwayne Hulett, Justice King. Tegan Perry is on the camera. We'll give Quincy, Notre Dame the set one win and get ready to fire things back off with the Bombers. Should have first serve here in set two. And that was a game. We talk about momentum, and a lot of times you lose momentum, you don't get it back. Both teams had stretches of 5-point momentums, and then the other team would rebound. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like there was a flow there. I mean, Q&D kind of got up and came out strong. Macomb fired back immediately, but really, I mean, it didn't really seem like there was a clear flow of who had the momentum in that one. Obviously, Q&D coming out on top in the first set, but really the flow wasn't there for either team.
So Shootman, who served up 4 service points in a row in her only service of set number 1. Starts things off from the service line here for the Bombers, so we'll see how that works out for MHS. Out to the outside and into the net, a hitting error starts things off for QND, and the Bombers take a 1-0 lead, which you might think is important, but they did the same thing in set number 1. It was a hitting error in set 1 that did the same thing. And outside, middle, and another hitting error, 2 of them in a row for QND. Shootman has her 5th and 6th point, respectively. Her and Westerhold are have been sharing the libero duties, and there's another hitting error. That's 3 in a row. Something you don't see very often out of a QND team is 3 hitting errors in a row.
Absolutely.
Shootman back to serve. Fessler's there that time. Not a great pass, but they're going to have a chance to attack it nonetheless. And that was about 2 inches from being a hitting error. It hit the stripe and rolled over in QND's favor, and it's a side out for the Raiders for the first time. They trail 3-1. Back to serve, number 13 is Taylor Ginnenbacher. So both rotations a little different here, and there's a service error of their own for the Bombers to make it 3-2. Ginnenbacher served 3 points, including an ace in the first set. Yeah, Western gave me stats last night, and they're so fancy I couldn't hardly read them. All the percentages, and that's in. That's an ace. Very close, but it bounced just shy of the in line, and it's an ace for Ginnenbacher, and we're tied at 3. I'm used to my simple stats, 1 mark means a kill. 1 mark means a point. Hines with a big-time hit, almost made a basket back there, and the Bombers get the lead back on the side out after the kill from Jordan Hines. That's her 2nd kill, and she'll go back to serve now. So what's the theme tonight? Is there a theme for the student section tonight?
Blackout. Theme at school today for homecoming week was Barbie and Ken Day.
So are there any Barbie and Kens going to be here tonight?
I don't think so. I think the message was pretty clear to put the pink away for tonight.
Barbie and Ken, huh? Who was the best Barbie and Ken?
I really don't know. They obviously posted pictures on the school page. I have not seen a full slideshow of who was the best yet. But
were you a Ken? Did you dress up?
I was not.
You didn't have a Barbie, or you just decided not to be Ken?
I don't have a pink shirt. I have a pink tie, but
does Ken have to wear pink?
I don't know.
And Wilson with the tip kill. I don't know either. That's why I was wondering. I thought Barbie'd be in pink. I thought
a lot more Barbie colors than Ken.
Is there?
Yep.
Huh. That shows how much I know about Ken and Barbie, doesn't it? I always thought everything was pink. Holtz with the kill on a set assist from Wilson. Holtz gets her 4th. Hines is up to 4 service points, and the Bombers lead 7-3. Once again, 3-3. Now it's 4 straight for the Bombers, and another more problem. And then Fessler just sends that one rocketing out the back of the court. A little frustration building, I think, for the Raiders and their problems with serve receive. Amazingly enough, though, as there's a service error by Hines, amazingly enough, still no timeout called by the Raiders.
No.
The whole match. I mean, they've given up several long strings of points, and still no timeouts called on the far side by QND.
Being patient with it, and that's one of those things that, you kind of like to see. Just let them play, and if you can't regroup, obviously the timeout's there.
Winking. Gets the point. Not an ace because it did get touched twice.
Chris Dewar's in the house.
Oh, there's a surprise. Mr. Dewar, he's like the god of West Central Illinois sports, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Actually, tri-state area sports, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Steve Luton back in the game, too.
Steve Luton's back in the game?
He is back in the game. He is working at WGEM.
He is?
Yes. So, I mean, you talk about two guys
And
that
Coates with the kill. Go ahead.
You talk about two guys that have seen some tri-state sports, and you name it, they've done it. So, I tell you what, we are so lucky in this area to have just good people in media that are always willing to help you, whether it be with whatever you need. So, whether it be Jim Matson in Peoria, Kurt Pegler, Dewar, Steve Luton.
What a tip kill over on the far side.
Unbelievable.
And it's a side out. There's been a couple of those here. And then you got Shelby Burgett back in Macomb,
Shelby's
too.
back in the game. Matt Shuckman over at Muddy River. Yeah.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your plans? What are you going to do?
Haven't decided yet.
Obviously you're going to go to college.
Yeah, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to attend a 4-year. We're going to have a little discussion. Attend a 4-year school somewhere. I'll major in communications and then minor in sports management.
They changed that. Nope, they are going to. I was going to say, I thought that should have been a kill, but they were talking. It's 10-5 or 9-6 instead of 10-5. They had 10-5 on the scoreboard. It's 9-6. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just 4-year university somewhere, do communications and sports management. And
is there any chance you still might stay at Western?
There is a chance. I've had some good conversations out there, and obviously with the OVC and all that good stuff, they have to do a little bit more streaming. So I've had some good conversations out there, and obviously I love this community. Goodness gracious, community. And I think there's obviously a chance I do stick in town and do some Western events.
That's another kill there from the left side, and it's 10-7. And number 21 going back to serve again for the Raiders. This has been a back-and-forth contest now.
It has.
It's been several runs at the beginning. Now it's just back and forth, some big hits. Thorman on the attack. Fessler kept that one under control. Hines is there. Wilson's going to go quick to Thorman. She tips it across. Man, that looked an awful lot like a carry, but pushed across. The middle it's going to come. The attack. Hines on the dig. Wilson tips it across. Outside it goes again, and out. A hitting error.
Mr. Fulkerson's got that one.
He was all over it, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Or maybe he didn't really have a choice, I guess. But point for Wilson. She's got 3 service points now. Sometimes you catch things out of necessity, not out of choice.
Exactly.
Off the block, it's dug in the back row. Wilson's going to set back to Hines now. Hines on the attack and through the block and down. The Bombers stretch it to a 5-point lead again, 12-7. As Hines gets her 3rd kill. Wilson gets her 4th service point. This one's deep. Trouble. Oh, barely got a chance to get it up. It's going to be a free ball across. Wilson tips that one across. Fessler hard to the floor, but she got it up. Fox is there. Wilson back out to Hines. Hines going to tip that one, and it's going to fall. Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you put it, and Hines is going to get her 4th kill. And for the first time tonight, the Raiders are going to take a timeout, trailing 13-7 here at Washington Street Gym. This game tonight being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding area for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and are open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Erico and Taco Bell. So Wilson back to serve again. She's got 5 service points now. And again, a serve receive is just abnormally poor for Quincy Notre Dame. I'm going to guess that that's not the norm for this team. They're just having an off night. Fox on the attack that time. To the net, tipped across. Shootman. Wilson a bump set. Hines is going to get a good look at an attack, but it's going to go deep and out. She got a good look, but she got a little bit too far ahead of it, hit it out of bounds, and it'll be a side out to the Raiders. 13-8, back down by 5. Going back to serve is Sophia Tapuunga. You know how to pronounce that?
I got to check that one before the varsity contest.
She is a sophomore, so. Outside on the attack is Winking. Shootman's there. Wilson back to Hines, tips it across. Sets middle and blocked down through Thorman. The kill goes to Ari Bueller, her second kill. First service point for Sophia. Fox from the right side that time on serve receive. Outside it's going to go to Winking. Winking jumped a little early. She was able to hang with it though. Now Fox from the left side tips it up and down. A side out on the kill by Addison Fox. That's her 5th. She had 4 in the first set. And she goes back to serve now. Low hard serve is Doug, and again, not being able to pass to the spot, and a free ball goes errantly out of bounds, and it's 15-9 as Fox gets her first service point. I don't know when the last time I saw so many free balls go out of bounds deep. Wilson, Shootman over to Hines, a nice bump set, and Hines is going to drive it home. Jordan Hines gets her 5th kill. Fox gets her second service point, and the Bombers pulling away here. Still a lot of time to go here in set 2, though, as they're trying to force a set 3. 16-9 here, Bombers with the lead in the serve. Fessler a little better pass that time. Out to Winking it goes, and she hits that one deep and out. Better pass. Not the best set in the world, but Winking drove it out of bounds, and it's another point for the Bombers. You know, one of the things in volleyball that's always, I know that the game's never over. It's kind of like baseball, right? But now a free ball, if they can get it across, they will. 2 one-armed attacks and then a free ball, and Winking's going to send it across. Shootman's there. A better pass that time. Wilson back set to Hines. Blocked and down. Winking gets the block. And the Raiders get the side out. Number 22 going back to serve now.
This is where Jake Croxton kicks in the Pink Panther theme.
Jake wouldn't do something like that, would he?
Of course he would.
On the regular, actually.
Always got to be ready.
17-10. Bombers lead here in set number 2. And it was out just barely. A service error, and it's 18-10. Bombers and Shootman going back to serve. Shootman has served 7 points so far here in the 2 sets and 2 previous services. See what she can do here. That's deep right corner.
Looking at a possible 3rd set here.
Winking drives it off of Hines and Holtz out of bounds. Winking gets another kill. That's her 3rd, and she'll go back to serve now, I do believe. Nope, it's not her. It's Ginnenbacher first. Ginnenbacher to serve. Low, hard serve. Holtz is going to tip it. Pushed across deep corner. Baldy is back there. Wilson to Hines. More trouble as they're out of system now. A free ball is going to be popped across. Shootman comes to get it. Wilson tips it across. Campfire defense. Full effect right there as Wilson gets another kill. They had a complete perfect circle just like it was a campfire that time. Hines, the serve, up 19-11. And there's another kill for number 21. She's got 4 now. And a side out for the Raiders, but the Raiders, if they want to end this one in 2, they're going to have to get a roll going because you can't trade side outs and rally scoring when you're down by 7. Winking back to serve. Winking has 3 service points, including 2 aces. She has also got 3 kills and a block, and there's another ace. Some people would say that's probably not technically an ace because somebody else touched it, but that could have been called an illegal hit pretty easily too, so we'll give her an ace for it. Down 6 now, the Raiders trying to get back in it. Shootman, a nice pass that time. Wilson's there. She tips it across. Dug, but an overpass. Hines is going to push it right back. Out of system, bump set. Left side, pushed across. Hines. Wilson, back row attack coming from Hines. It's dug up back there. Now outside again, off the block. Shootman's there. On the attack for the Bombers that time, number 6. Who's number 6 for us? And another kill and a point for, you know who number 6 for us is?
That is turnaround. Emily Westerhold.
Is it Westerhold?
Yeah, that's Westerhold.
Okay. I was going to say that possibly, but she's been libero every time I've seen her in a fresh soft contest. That's a deep serve and out for Winking. And the Bombers lead 20-14.
Yeah, credit to the Bombers for coming out and fighting this one back. Obviously, it's, tough week to play competition. Your mind's on homecoming week 2 with all the festivities and stuff, and Bombers came ready to go in the second set.
How is that not an illegal hit? They call 21 in the net, actually, but I don't know how they didn't call the illegal hit before that. Westerhold gets the service point.
Oh, man.
Now that is dedication right there, folks. And tipped across by Wilson. Another kill for her. Give her 4. Westerhold, who, folks, if you Westerhold served 24 points in the fresh soft contest against BPC and then turned around and served 16 in the varsity contest. She can serve, in case you're wondering. She can dig a little bit too, but that was an overpass. Bump set, right side. Off the block and out of bounds. A kill. Number 5 for number 21. And Fessler back in, and she will serve for the Raiders. 22-15. Score. That's a service error. 99% sure that if this goes 3 like it looks like it's going to, coaching staff for Q&D is just going to go to the huddle and say errors. If we take care of our errors, we're in this game.
It's a different ball game.
Yep. Wilson Thorman blocked and down. The block for Bueller, her first. It's 23-16. Thorman out of bounds. I see a Bomber timeout coming relatively quickly here.
Yep.
You don't want to let them get back into this one. They're still down 6, but it's a crucial game for the Bombers, obviously down 1-0. Tipped across, and Wilson wins the battle.
Now you're 1 away.
It's her 5th kill, and she'll go back to try to ice it, with the Bombers needing 1 point for set point and a chance to send it to 3. Blocked and out of bounds.
Oh.
A side out. The kill for Topega, her 4th. She goes back to serve now. A side out means a set win, and we'll go 3. Hines from the right side hits that one deep and out of bounds. (24-19). Shootman, trouble, ace. Timeout, Bombers.
Yep.
24-20. Oddly enough, if the Bombers can get the side out right here, it'll be the same score as the first set, only backwards. This game being brought to you tonight on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH by Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling. Since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of quality home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852. Find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. And the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, serving soup, salad, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and they have a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast is served all day, and they have free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com. Call 837-6700 for your takeout.
Got a few of the Danish students in the house tonight, making their way across the pond.
Oh, that's an illegal hit by Wilson as she mishit that set. Three straight now, but it only takes one for the Bombers. Fox going to tip it. It goes across, and they call an illegal hit. And that's how it's going to end. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I struggle with the illegal hit call, the lift call. Yeah. Sometimes it looks like literally they grab it and just lift it up in the air and they don't call it. And she was actually slapping at that one.
Just one of those that's close every time.
And gets called for it, but it's 25-21. Bombers win set 2. We'll go 3 here in the JV contest. We'll take a break and be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You're also watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world. It's
a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on the field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Welcome back to the Washington Street Gym. Do you call this the hangar? Is this the hangar part two? Is it just the hangar? It's got to be something different than the hangar because the high school gym's the hangar, right?
This is the real hangar.
This is the real hangar?
Yep, this is the real hangar, in my opinion.
So would the high school be the hangar part two?
Sure.
Yep. I guess that's, you got a good point. This is the original.
This is the hangar.
You're absolutely right. It's kind of, if you've been to some hangars, old school hangars, like I went to Pearl Harbor, the curved roof, the whole bit.
That's on my bucket list. I would like to travel down there.
It is.
See it.
Phenomenal. Yeah. I'll tell you,
that. This gym gets a bad rap sometimes, but such a cool atmosphere, and the bleachers on the one side, and just kind of a neat historical gym to play in.
It is, and it's a nice facility. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's old, but it's still in really good shape.
It's withstood time pretty well.
So one set apiece here at the Washington Street Gym in the JV contest. The Bombers and the Raiders set to settle things here as we get ready to go, and the Raiders are serving first, and both teams won the game they served first. Does that matter?
I don't
mean
think
anything
so.
in set 3? Westerhold on the attack, deep right corner, just barely out on the hitting error.
You know, I will say you don't always like the later start to that varsity game, but it's kind of an advantage to the Bombers now because as we get later into the night, you got more people coming in for the varsity game, and that home court advantage gets even more better.
Yeah, it gets better for varsity. It also gets better for JV, right?
Absolutely.
Hines on the attack, and a kill for Jordan Hines. Evens the score at 1 apiece. Hines has now got 6 kills in the match. She had just 1 in the first set. They really fed her a lot there in set number 2.
They did.
And an ace for the Bombers and Shootman, who has served very well. That's 8 points, her first ace, though. And the Bombers lead 2-1. Shootman. Fessler, there's a nice pass. Big block by the Bombers. Holtz and Hines over there. Now it's going to be a free ball coming across. Did Hines touch that? She tried. She did not. It's going to be another point on the passing error, and Shootman's going to have point number 9. Something about that libero jersey as I jinx her right there to service error side out. Ginenbacher served the last service. Winking was out, oddly enough, and for Winking was number 2, who I don't have on the roster either. Winking back end to serve. She served pretty well. Wilson back set. Hines again tips this one. Man, that was an ugly set. How was that not 2 hits? I'm not sure. Wilson quick to Holtz. Holtz tips it across. Outside left this time. And a kill over there for Sophia Tapaiga, her 5th. And Winking gets her 7th service point. Back set, Hines. And Hines, another kill. I've talked to Coach Rexroad about Jordan Hines a few times. I really feel like she might be the most improved player on this Fresh Soft team.
100% agree. She's a great athlete and fast and knows her role well. And, yeah, I think she's going to be a key player to watch in the next couple of years.
Westerhold deep and out on the attack. We're tied at 4. 4-4 here in set number 3 of the JV contest. 25-20 Quincy Notre Dame set 1. 25-21 Macomb set 2. And we're tied at 4 here in set 3. Fessler outside, tipped across. Hines comes down to get it. It's overpassed again. And the kill for the Raiders. Point for Fessler. Fessler served 5 straight in set number 1. Hadn't scored a point since then, but she gets one there. And that drops in. Hines thought she was back far enough that it would fall out. It did not. An ace for Fessler. Her 2nd. That one is out. Hines followed that one back a little farther, making sure it got out of bounds, but it did. And Westerhold going back to serve now for MHS. Big block, but out of bounds. So another point for the Raiders. 7-5 here in set number 3. 1 set apiece. Set 1 went to the Raiders. Set 2 to the Bombers. Wilson tracking that one down. Fox is going to tip it across and get a kill. I think that's Fox's first kill since the first set, if I remember right. She might have had one in set 2, but she gets one there, and it's 7-6, and Holtz going back to serve now. Bombers trailing by 1. Low serve. Fessler went down to get a nice pass considering how she had to go after it. Holtz is an overpass, but outside the Raiders, it's blocked. Back it goes. Tipped up. Fox. Hines tipped over, an overpass tipped down by Bueller. Bueller gets her 3rd kill. And another side out as we've went back and forth here several times. Winking's going to go to the bench. Short. Westerholden went down to get it. Fox on the attack and out. 10-6. 9-6, excuse me. Fox into the net. A hitting air long, a hitting air short,
Timeout
and a timeout charge to the Bombers. And we talked in set 2 that if probably the 2 words, hitting airs, or just maybe one word, airs in general, was what Q&D was talking about between sets 2 and 3, and I would guess that that's probably what they're talking about over here in between sets or in this timeout for the Bombers.
Yeah, you just got to clean up those silly mistakes, and this is still anybody's game. I mean, it's only a 4-point deficit, so anybody's contest here. Also, can't get my words out. Gives your players a chance to get over by the fan, get some air for a minute, catch your breath, and get ready to regroup and get it back out there.
I noticed it was hotter than this the last time we were here. And I thought it was funny because Coach Rexroad and the staff would take them right down in front of that fan on every timeout. The visiting team stands right in front of their bench. They don't go down by the fan. But Coach Rexroad and crew, they're like, let's get down here by the fan, catch a little cool
Not
breeze.
going to need the fan after Friday night, though.
I hope not. Well, we won't need it Friday. Is it going to stay there? It's been cool a few times.
I think it's going to be mid-60s rest of the way out, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too, for sure. I'm old and fat, so I don't like heat. And there's Fox again with a kill, her 7th. And a side out, and just as Justice said, this one not out of reach by any means for the Bombers, and Wilson's going back to serve. She's got 4 service points, 3 of them in a row there in set 2 that helped open that game up. And that's going to drop in a deep left corner, and ace. Scratch that, she had 5. That makes 6, her 2nd ace. And the Bombers are within 2. That's a floater, dropped short. Nice pass, though. Bueller on the attack. Shootman sent it across after Fox set it to the back row. Outside on the attack, blocked up and out of bounds off the block. And a side out back to the Raiders. Wilson, Thorman. Shootman gets the dig, but it's going to be unpassable. And another kill for number 2. Feel horrible that I don't know who number 2, 22, or 21 is. It's the first service point for number 22, though. It's 12-8. And, the Bombers got that up.
Really good save there.
Thorman just stuck her hands out and went up in the air, and they were able to get across. Wilson tips that across. Middle, dinked across. Ooh, that could have been really bad.
Could have been dangerous.
Jenna Tracy gets the kill. Westerhold, Wilson. Fox tips it across. It's an overpass, and then Thorman responds and gets the kill and a side out. Thorman gets her third kill. And Fox back to serve now. Nice pass that time. And Quincy Notre Dame, Justice, is really hard to defend when they can pass that first ball.
Yeah, when they get in that rhythm there, I mean, they're just so hard to stop.
Ginnenbacher back to serve now, with her team up by 5. Wilson back set Hines to the net, tipped across with the right hand from the lefty. Ginnenbacher sets it back and out on the attack. A hitting error gives us the ball back to the Bombers, and Jessica Shootman. Jordan Shootman goes back to serve. I'm going to guess that Jordan was a better athlete than Jessica. Do you think?
Could have been.
I'm sure Jessica will have something to say to me about that. Holtz on the overpass gets the kill.
Just like that, it's back to 3.
Dallas listens a lot. I bet Dallas will be able to tell me whether Jordan is a better athlete than Jessica was. Another overpass, this time Wilson, so they'll be out of system. Westerhold with the attack. Ginnenbacher far side. Blocked down, a big block but a bigger dig. It's pushed across. Westerhold's there. Wilson's going to tip it across. Trouble and a kill for Sophia Wilson. And the Bombers are within 2 again at 14-12. Wilson has 6 of those dump kills. 11 service points now for Shootman. Ginnenbacher sets back. And a kill, second one for number 2. And it's a side out, 15-12. Well, they're making it fun nonetheless. Pretty good JV contest here.
Can't beat it. The crowd's starting to file in too as we get later into the night here.
I think it's a hot day. I think I'd have made it white out night.
Yeah?
Or orange out night or something.
Orange and black I think we're saving orange and black for Friday night.
Hines gets the kill.
Going back to the Orange Crush theme for football on Friday.
Hines up to 8 kills now, and she's back to serve. Do you miss getting to take part in some of that stuff when you're up calling games?
What's that? Student section?
The student section stuff?
Yes and no.
I mean, you're still a part of it,
yeah, obviously. I get to be a part of picking the themes. That's one of the perks of being a senior and being on the class officer team. So, yeah, I mean, I still play a role in it, and it's kind of fun as we discuss through the week of what themes we're going to go with. So, I'm a part of it, but I'm not a part of it at the same time. And I enjoy what I do, but while I may not be down there with them, I do have a role in it as well.
And 17-13 now as Fessler gets the service point. She's up to 8 service points herself. Boy, her foot was really close to the line.
Really was.
Holtz is going to send a free ball across. Ginnenbacher sets outside. And blocked down. Holtz on the block for the Bombers. She gets her first block. And Westerhold back to serve. The Bombers down 17-14. And an overpass and out of bounds. An ace for Westerhold. Her third point, first ace. She drilled one off the face of a Raider in her second serve, and somehow they got it over the net. I'm still not quite sure how they did that. But another overpass. No, it's not going to get over. Another ace. Serve receive again, causing fits for the Raiders. Of course, Westerhold is a very good server. And a kill stops the run. 6th kill for her. Now number 21 going back to serve. She's got 7 service points and 6 kills. 18-16 the score here in set number 3. Outside, Fox down the line and out. Deep. It's 19-6. Hines, Wilson. Holtz tips it in. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Raiders on the block attempt, and Holtz is going to go back to serve, so Holtz gets the kill. Her 7th. She's got 5 service points. Bombers still down by 2. Short serve, not a great pass. Ginnebacher got to it. It's tipped across. More trouble as Holtz and Hines struggle to get it up, and it's going to be dropped. Well, put it on the wrong side there, folks. I apologize. 20-17 the score. What a pass there. Thorman on the attack and a kill. Thorman gets her 4th kill. Now Wilson going back to serve. 20-18. Bombers down by 2. Ginnebacher bump set outside. Back set Hines into the net, a hitting error. 21-18. Fessler goes out, back to serve. It's number 22 again. She served 2 in her last service. 4 points away from a 2-1 victory, I should say. That's a second set victory here. Fox tips it across and out. A hitting error for the Bombers. 22-18, and the Bombers are going to take their final timeout here in set number 3. This has been a long one.
It has. And, you know, if you're a varsity player, your mind, you know, can't let your mind start wandering either. As, you know, you kind of lose a little bit of focus possibly. But, you know, varsity contest on tap here pretty quick.
Going to be brought to you by Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for an upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Wrench at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. Tom Conklin State Farm, face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm, Macomb. You can reach them at 837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb.
I'm going to sneak out and go get set for varsity here.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
Have fun. Justice Keene going to hop out, get ready for the varsity announcements that he has to do a little bit later. You got everything? Tipped across by Thorman. Wilson, back set Hines. Off the block and into the net. So a side out for the Bombers. 22-19. JV action here. It's been a good one between QND and Macomb. Macomb trails by 3, 22-19. Fox with the serve. And a hitting error for the Raiders. And the Bombers back within 2. Addison Fox serving things up for the Bombers. Ginnebacher sets outside. Blocked down and tipped across. Bombers got it across. Raiders had to take it. Off the block, it's out of bounds. Number 2, another kill. It's her 3rd, and 2 points away from a 3-set victory for the Raiders now. Is Ginnebacher back to serve. Shootman. Wilson goes to get it. Hines pushes it across. It's Doug Ginnebacher outside. Pushed across, off the block. Wilson goes to get it out of system. Shootman to Westerhold. Kill for Emily Westerhold. Her first. Bombers cut it to 2 again, 23-21, and the best server of the night for the Bombers, Jordan Shootman, back to serve. She's got 11 service points and a couple aces. She needs a couple more here. Into the net. It's going to be bumped across. Holtz is going to knock it back down. It's dug back up. Outside. On the attack, it's off the block. Baldy can't get it. And it's going to be match point for the Raiders. Winking back into serve for QND. Winking has 7 service points of her own, including 3 aces. Baldy. Hines on the attack. Drives it home, and the Bombers fight off match point number 1. It's 24-22, and the Bombers have to roll off a couple more here. As the scoreboard got unplugged, comes back on. And Hines, after the kill, has a chance to get the Bombers back in it. This is match point number 2 the Bombers are facing. Deep middle serve. Ginnebacher is going to set near side, number 21. Into the net, a hitting error. The Bombers are down by 1. Hines has 6 service points. She has to get 1 more. It's short, and ace! We're tied at 24. We're going extras here in set number 3. The Bombers have tied it up at 24 apiece. Jordan Hines back to serve one more time. Left side this time. Ginnebacher's at the net. She's going to go right side. Outs or in? It's outs! Bombers lead by 1. The QND coaching staff is livid on the far side. Hines serve. It's out, and the Bombers win 26-24. Jordan Hines serves 4 straight to end the match, and the Bombers win 20-25, 25-21, 26-24, and they beat QND in the JV contest. What a match at the JV level. The varsity's going to have a hard time living up to that one. It was a great one. We'll tell you some stat leaders here. Lainey Fessler had 8 service points, including a couple aces. Morgan Winking had 7 service points, including 3 aces, 3 kills, and a block. Ari Bueller had 3 points, or 3 kills and a block. Jenna Tracy had a point and a kill. Sophia Tapega had 8 kills and 4 service points, including 1 ace. Taylor Ginnebacher, the setter, had 6 service points, including a couple aces. Number 21, who I don't have her name, had 8 points and 6 kills. Number 22 served up 3 service points, and number 2 had 4 kills, all in set number 3. For the Bombers, leading the way at the service line, libero, Jordan Shootman. She had 11 service points, including an ace. Emily Westerhold had 4 service points, including 2 aces and 1 kill. Sophia Wilson had 6 service points, including 2 aces and 6 kills, all on tips. Cadence Holtz had 5 service points, 7 kills, and a block. Dakota Thorman had 4 kills. Addison Fox, who had a great first set, had a steady rest of the match. She had 4 service points and 7 kills. The star of the match, though, Jordan Hines, the final 4 points to give her 9 service points. 2 aces included in that, and she also had 8 kills. And the Bombers win the JV contest 20-25, 25-21, 26-24. They come from 24-21 down to score 5 straight and get a 26-24 win. And set number 3 will end this stream right here. We'll be back with the varsity contest between the state-ranked QND Raiders and the Macomb High Bombers. You've been watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.